Welcome to Montgomery County Now. Today, Tuesday, February 18th. This is Jeff Smith, your host and sheriff for Montgomery County. Batten down the hatches, wind, snow, new homes with habitat, a chicken farm fundraiser, and life-saving Narcan and peer support services. It's a big week here in Montgomery County. Looking forward to a great show.
Welcome to Montgomery County Now, made of something stronger. The podcast that brings you the latest news, interviews, and a glimpse into the future with Sheriff Jeff Smith. Get ready to dive into the heart of Montgomery County and discover what makes it truly special. From community updates to thought-provoking conversations, this podcast is your window into the pulse of our county. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and join us on this captivating journey with Sheriff Jeff Smith.
Thanks for joining us, folks. Montgomery County Now, happy to have you. Always a pleasure to do this podcast and have the listeners out there. As usual, we're going to start out the show with a few things that have happened here at the office. And then we got a great guest with us today, like we do every time we do a show. And then we'll end the show with some local events that we hope to see you at, and we can partner with our families as we move forward. Wow, we talk about winter weather, especially recently. We declared a state of emergency. County Executive Pete Roman signed a state of emergency yesterday for Montgomery County. Our emergency services division, our patrol division, our 911 dispatchers were super busy all day, along with our first responders, the volunteer firefighters, which we always talk about in Montgomery County. Crazy, crazy, crazy weather. The wind and the lake effect snow inundated us with road closures and accidents and pile-ups and people stuck in ditches and trees down and power lines down. And we just ask that you respect the rules that apply to states of emergency, and you pay attention to our road closures, and you avoid unnecessary travel. Don't put yourself in a position to be a strain on the system. But it was a crazy day yesterday. Let's hope today's a little bit better. As I said before, the winter storms, it seems like they continually have been coming right along, one or two a week. Looks like this weekend's forecast is not too bad, so get out there, enjoy it. A little bit warmer temperatures, less wind, and no snow forecasted. 911 had a birthday. 911 was born in 1968. We celebrated that the other day with our 911 dispatchers and did a post on our social media page. We provided snowmobile support to the Walleye Challenge up in Fulton County on the Great Sacandaga. Everything went well up there, and we had no issues with our equipment in our role that we provided. And we're happy to partner with them throughout that event to keep people safe. It was National SRO Day. We have many school resource officers in Montgomery County, and we support them all, but specifically for our agency, we have one at the Amsterdam High School, one at the Fonda Fultonville Central School, the Fort Plain Central School, and FMCC College. So special thank you to them, Deputy Poliak, Deputy Ladd, Deputy Manginelli, and Deputy Capice. They do a great job. Valentine's Day, hopefully everyone treated their sweetheart to a nice day last Friday when it was Valentine's Day. Check out our social media post where there's a picture of a patrol car. It says causing hearts to skip a beat since the office started. So a little bit of fun with that. And, it's a great day, and hopefully we get to chuckle out of people. We want to send our condolences to two agencies, especially the Greene County Sheriff's Office. Their undersheriff tragically passed away, Michael Overbaugh, and a firefighter in Binghamton Fire Department. They lost a firefighter and had a couple get injured at a serious fire they had down there in the city. So condolences go to those agencies. That's something that you never want to deal with. Couple pretty large arrests. We arrested an individual for rape from Fort Plain in the town of St. Johnsville, and we arrested a contractor for grand larceny who was fraudulently filling out insurance documents and receiving money that he was not entitled to. So that investigation continues with more complaints coming in daily, but those are the types of cases that we're handling and investigating, and hope to wrap them up. So good work by our staff there. We had a coffee with a cop event at Target. Second one we've had there at Target retail store. Getting posted pictures of that on our social media page. It's always good to get out there with the community and partner with them, and we appreciate the people that stopped and said hi. We conducted Stop DWI patrols during the Super Bowl weekend. That's a special program where New York State Stop DWI provides money for overtime for staff to be out there trying to keep our highways safe. I'm thankful to report that no DWI arrests were made. So that's good. The message is getting out there. People are getting responsible rides home. That's the ultimate goal. And we want to say congratulations to our own Tim Miller, who's our hazmat coordinator, but also the fire investigator for the district attorney's office. He was promoted to battalion chief in the City of Amsterdam Fire Department. So congrats to Tim, and we wish him continued success in his new role. And all those things that we just talked about have nothing to do, we say this every week we do the show, with the calls for service and the traffic stops and the routine calls that we answer and the other arrests that we make, throughout the weeks. And I've said it before, we arrest about 1,200 people a year, which is way too many, but it's factual. And we only post the serious felonies on social media. So, you don't really see all of it that goes on, but we're working on that, folks, too, with hopefully a new website to release soon, which will have stats and make it right at your fingertips. Super proud of the work that's been done on that. What a great guest we have today. Her name is Ginger Cato. I've known Ginger and worked with her a long time. She's from HFM Prevention Council. And Ginger, welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning.
And I apologize, Ginger. I know you haven't felt well, but thank you for joining us today as a guest. And no worries, you're worried about your voice being crackly. That's understandable because so many people have been sick this time of year, and it just shows your dedication and your commitment to representing yourself and your agency.
Thank you.
Ginger, you guys are a big partner with many, many organizations in Montgomery County. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about what HFM Prevention does, what you do, and how you partner with us, and explain it, educate the community and to educate our listeners so that they know if they need a service that you provide that they could reach out.
Sure. So HFM Prevention Council covers 3 counties, Hamilton, Fulton, Montgomery counties. And there are many programs under the umbrella of HFM Prevention Council. We have prevention educators that go into the schools in all 3 counties and talk to youth from pre-K to seniors about healthy behaviors. They talk to them with evidence-based programming about risk factors, protective factors, what they can do to keep themselves safe and substance free. We have a youth clubhouse in the city of Amsterdam. That's on the east end of Main Street. And at the clubhouse, they work with at-risk youth. They have a lot of great programs at the clubhouse. They help the youth with homework. They do a music program. They help them with daily household living that they may not have been taught at home, how to cook food, how to do laundry.
So a lot of life skills.
A lot of life skills. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
really a fantastic program. And they're working right now at raising some money to build a gym behind the clubhouse. So they're looking at expanding.
That's called Creative Connections, right?
Creative Connections Clubhouse, yes.
Yeah, we had John Sumter on. He was a guest one time on the podcast. So
Great.
yeah, it was a great show. Yeah.
So I am the director of the Rob Constantine Recovery Community and Outreach Centers. We have 3 centers. We have a part-time center in Hamilton County, and we have 2 full-time centers, one in Montgomery County and one in Fulton County. We are a staff of 14 people. We are family members and people in recovery that are helping family members and people in recovery. We're not medical staff. We're not clinicians. We are people that use their lived experience to help and support others. We, at our centers, we have support groups. We do individual support, not only with individuals with substance use disorder, but family members as well. Family members and close friends need support when they're struggling with a loved one's use.
Okay, I love that, Ginger, because anybody can make a mistake and anybody can get involved in a substance and all of a sudden be spiraling downhill. But when someone recognizes that, or they have peer support and they're able to get on the road to recovery, it's so rewarding. And to see someone go through that process and then have a successful life and a successful future. It's just awesome. So the work that you do is very much appreciated.
Oh, thank you. We have peers. That's what we refer to ourselves as. We have peers that work in both Fulton and Montgomery County Correctional Facility. So right in the jails, we have peers offering services. We have peers that cover Fulton and Montgomery County Drug Treatment Court. We have a peer that works in St. Mary's Healthcare in their outpatients addiction clinic. And we're also a New York State Department of Health opioid overdose prevention program, which means we can train the community how to administer naloxone, usually called Narcan, and give them kits, and hopefully, they can save a life.
And you've placed many of those kits in different public areas throughout the counties, correct? So that it's easy access and anybody from the public could get that and provide it if need be in an emergency, correct?
Yeah, they're called emergency Narcan boxes. They hold 4 to 8 Narcan kits, depending on the size of the box. And across the 3 counties, we have over 50 boxes placed. There is one at Montgomery County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, that's awesome. Another great program. A lot of people will be critical, just concerned that people will be using substances knowing that these are out there to try to protect them. But the ultimate goal is to save lives and to get people in recovery and to get them into a program so that they can turn their lives around. And that's really what it's all about. So I wanted to mention that so that any listeners who are naysayers understand that the program has a purpose.
Yeah, you can't save somebody that's dead. And our hope is to keep them alive and help them down their pathway to recovery.
Awesome. Now I know, Ginger, that you don't specifically do this, but I believe HFM Prevention also provides education to many of our school districts and our youth in the schools on substance
Yes.
abuse and things like that to try to prevent that from happening, correct?
Yeah, I don't have a number, but I know we have prevention educators in most schools across the 3 county area, and they talk to youth about healthy behaviors, how to keep themselves protected from violence, from substance use, things like that.
That's awesome. I know it's a very difficult job and I know it's very involved and it's because inevitably sometimes you lose people you're working with or you see people that unfortunately do experience an overdose and lose their life, and that's the hard reality and something that's not easy to talk about, but it's important to have our listeners understand what you do and that there are programs out there that can help. And folks, if you're listening to the show and you know of someone who needs some assistance, don't be afraid to reach out because Ginger and her staff are very non-confrontational and they're very easy to work with, and they'll support you through the process as much as you're willing to allow them to. They don't force the issue, but yet they'll put you in the right path. Is that a fair statement, Ginger?
That's a very fair statement. That's 100% accurate. And all of our services are free and confidential. We are funded by New York State OASIS, the Office of Addiction Supports and Services. So we're HIPAA compliant, similar to a doctor's office. So we are prohibited by law to disclose information about anyone we work with.
Awesome. How about, do you have a contact or a phone number that you could give our listeners in case they wanted to reach out for some assistance?
Sure. We have a 24-hour peer helpline. The phone number is 518-705-4627. And if anyone calls that number, regardless of the time of day, you will always get one of our peers. We don't have an answering service. We don't have, volunteers that get the calls first and pass it along. The calls are always answered by one of our peers.
Awesome. So make sure, folks, you write that number down if you can use that, and feel free to reach out to them. I need to apologize to you, Ginger, for my phone ringing. It's one of those things that inevitably happens. I
didn't even hear it.
You didn't hear it? Okay. But I'm so happy that you could join us today and share the information that you do, especially coming off a cold. I know you didn't feel well. Thank you for taking the time. Folks, if you're listening, give HFM Prevention an opportunity to help you or help a loved one or a friend that's in need. You won't regret it. They do tremendous work for us here at our facility. We are a participant in the Narcan naloxone program. There's one in our lobby, and we support them, and I've known and worked with Ginger a long time. In fact, it started in the domestic violence days when Ginger was a domestic violence advocate.
It's been 25 years.
25 years. That's incredible.
Yeah.
You know how many people's lives you've affected, Ginger, in 25 years? You should be
Oh,
super proud of that.
thank you. Thank you
So,
very much.
anything else you want to add, Ginger? Anything on your mind?
No, I
Okay.
actually I covered. I think I did a pretty good job.
All right, you did. You did a fantastic job. Thank you so much for joining us today on Montgomery County Now. As you're aware, we're a partner, and anything you ever need from this office, all you got to do is let us know.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, how about that, folks? What a great guest. Ginger Cato, she does an awesome job. HFM Prevention Council is a phenomenal organization, great community partner, and they do very good work. So glad she could join us today. Staying with the work of our show, we're going to end up with some public events. We only have 3 that we're going to share with you today. We're in the heart of the winter here, so short of pancake breakfast and things like that are happening all over the place. We have on February 24th, the Habitat for Humanity from Montgomery County's got a chicken parm dinner at Lorenzo's. Pre-sale tickets are a necessity. So reach out to any Habitat member. Again, that's on social media, and that's February 24th, this coming Monday. We have a JYP and Baron Bean they're having a noodle night as a fundraiser, and that's for a youth program in Canajoharie. That's on Sunday, March 2nd at 3:30. And High Wheeler Coffee in Fort Plain, New York is having a class on beginner vegetable gardening. That's on Saturday, March 1st at 10:30. All things that I think people will really look forward to, especially if you want to begin gardening and think about springtime. That's a great one to attend on March 1st at 10:30 in Fort Plain. Thanks for joining us today, folks, on Montgomery County Now. As usual, we always wrap up the show by saying, be patient, take your time, respect one another, do the right thing, treat one another with respect. Feel free to call us at 853-5500 or 911 for emergencies. We look forward to seeing you in the community. We look forward to your partnership, and we thank you for the support that you give us here at the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. Always a pleasure to have you join the show and listen in, and we're always open to ideas. If you have somebody that you think would be a good guest, or if you have something that you want to recommend for us, reach out and talk to me, and we'll see what we can do. But take your time, be careful out there. It's still wind and snow, lake effect snow. Follow the rules, and thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you for tuning in to Montgomery County Now, made of something stronger. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights from our interview and updates. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to stay connected with Sheriff Jeff Smith and never miss an episode. Join us next time as we continue to explore the stories, people, and events that shape Montgomery County. Until then, remember, we are made of something stronger.